Hey there! Today I'm working with a 12 inch by 12 inch layout and the Elle Studio 2018 February kit, and I have these three photos here of my daughter that are 3 inches by 4 inches, and I also have a 3 inch by 4 inch tag, and I'm going towards the green and purple color scheme because in the background of my photos I have some green and my daughter's wearing kind of a pinkish purple color, so I'm going with that. I have the background paper is from the Live, Laugh, Love collection from Elle Studio, and I'm cutting the white cardstock so that the wood veneer frames it. So just at about 11 inches by 11 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere my white cardstock down to the background pattern. Making sure that I am equal on all four sides here. And I love to use three photos. I do this a lot when with a 5-year-old, you have to take about 40 photos to get one good one. So usually I take several photos of every event I'm trying to capture. And I'm just getting my images the right size here. So when I have three that are kind of similar, but they're all really good, then I like to put them on a layout together. I want to put the one where my daughter's laughing at the very end. So the first one is a normal smile, the second one is a bit more mischievous, and the third one she's laughing. And this is about, this layout is about a weekly event really for us. When my daughter goes to the gym with me on Saturday mornings, she loves to get a smoothie afterwards, so it makes her pretty happy. So I have a horizontal line here, but it's kind of floating on my layout. So I want to kind of create a shelf underneath my photos and journaling tag here. So I'm again going to the Live, Laugh, Love collection, and I'm pulling out this purple solid strip here. And I'm just going to trim a little bit of that off just so it's just a bit shorter than the 12 inches by 12 inches. And I'm going to slide that up underneath my photos and journaling tag. So that adds a bit more weight underneath my photos and my tag there. Okay, so what I want to do with my little shelf here is embellish it with some pieces from the February kit, some of the little tags here. Now I've already cut out this speech bubble heart with a 6 inch by 6 inch paper, and I'm adding that to the top because that's going to offset the weight of whatever I put below the photos. And I'm sticking to green and purple and just some gray pieces here. Just seeing what calls to me from my kit. I love these little banner stickers. They're so fun. And the plan is that once I get all these in the place that I want them to go, then I will machine stitch through them. I'm just checking out my die cut sheets to make sure there isn't anything that I've missed here. And these are the cork speech bubbles from the add-ons this month. Those are really fun too. And I like how that cork brings the warmth from the wood veneer frame around the layout into the middle. I'm going to stamp with these icon stamps, the little circular ones, and I'm just going to stamp them out onto white cardstock and cut them out. Unfortunately, I really need a circle punch that's small like this. So that is on my list of things to get this week. I'm sure that I've said that on a video before. Man, I really need a 3/4 inch circle punch. So that is definitely on my list of things to grab this week. So I'm using kind of a mint color here to stamp the high five circle. And there's a few sayings on this stamp as well, and this fun times looks like it's going to fit just perfectly in that arrow. So I'm going to use fun times in the center of the arrow die cut. So I've used the font Bebas New. I never know how to say that. It's Bebasneue, and that's my favorite kind of sans serif font. And I have cut out the word smoothie onto the same lined paper that I cut out the speech bubble above. And so I want to put my title below my embellishments here. So I'm just putting them underneath the arrow. But I don't like how low it is. I want it to be closer up underneath of my purple shelf there. So I'm moving it over to the right of the page. And now there's a lot of weight on that right side. So I'm going to move my speech bubble over to the left so they offset each other. I went underneath the word smoothie to say love. So I've pulled out the Hugs and Kisses puffy stickers from January 2018, and I'm going to add that puffy sticker just below the word smoothie here. Now, I want to add some color behind my title. So I've grabbed my gelatos and I've just had a test of what the color would be like. So I'm going to link up to these in my video notes, but I have a mint color and a green color. And I'm just going to draw kind of an outline of where I want the color to end. And sadly, move all of the elements that I had kind of placed on my page. And first I'm using this metallic mint. It's a shimmery color. And then I'm just adding a couple of dots of this green to make it a bit more green. So I'm going to show you what it looks like here. And I'm just using a foam brush and a little bit of water to kind of work that onto the paper. Now this paper is just regular textured cardstock, and you're going to see here that I've added a bit too much water. This is something that you kind of have to do and just learn as you go, and I definitely added a bit too much water. You can see here the paper is starting to have little bits of it come off. So this is where I am going to stop and let that dry. I also want to do the same to the top up here underneath of where my heart speech bubble is going to go. So up here I'm going to use a lot less water this time, just being more mindful that I had some problems with the bottom. So there you go. Now this is going to dry, and then I can wipe off that excess paper there. Okay, now my background is dry. You can see that the page did buckle a bit, but I'm going to cover that up mostly with my title and with the die cut at the top, so I'm not worrying about it too much. I'm going to go ahead and put all of my elements back on the page where I wanted to have them before. And since everything is going on this purple shelf here, I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down first. And when you have something this horizontal, you really want to make sure that it's straight, especially when you're basing everything else on the page up on this one element. So be sure to pull out a ruler. Okay, so this is where I want to put my photos and my journaling tag, which I'm going to print my journaling onto. And I'm just getting everything lined up here so that I have it in the place where I want it. And I'm not sure how far across I'm going to be able to go. I'm going to start on the left side where the heart is right now, and I might not have enough elements to go all the way across the page. So I'm going to cut out that icon circle that I stamped before, the one that says high five. And it's kind of a pain, but cutting it out by hand. It's not as perfect as a punch would be. And I also stamped the one that says so cool as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Now I'm just looking in the kit add-ons to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. So I thought that there needed to be some dark purple at the top, so I'm going to move that smaller heart to the top. And I'm going to put the majority of the embellishment on the left side there so that it kind of balances out with my title that's on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and print my journaling. And my journaling has been printed, added to the tag, and I'm just going to add it to the left side of the page here and start adhering everything down. So 2 of my photos are going to be adhered on with just regular adhesive, the first one and the third one, and then the middle image I'm going to pop up with dimensional adhesive just to give it a bit more interest. And I'm also placing my images at an angle to make it more playful. So to make this sticker, this banner sticker, more rigid, I'm just adhering it onto a piece of plain cardstock and cutting it out because I'm going to want to bump that up with dimensional adhesive as well. So I'm just going to get all of these in the right place so that I can run them through my sewing machine. Okay, so I've used mint green thread to run my tags, my small tags, through my sewing machine. And I'm just going to use these mini dimensional adhesive dots to kind of bump up some of my tags here, like just underneath that arrow. I just want to give the page a bit more texture and dimension, and this is a great way to do that. Okay, so I'm pulling out the All the Details stamp set, and this is a really great stamp for all sorts of things that you want to add to a layout. Because this always happens on Saturday, I'm going to take out the Saturday stamp and add that along with my embellishments here on the purple shelf. I'm just going to use a darker purple so that it doesn't stand out way too much. And then I'm also going to grab the little heart and stamp that as well. Now if I clean that little heart, I can actually stamp it with the green to just create kind of a tone-on-tone image there on what I've already used gelatos on my background. And then I'm going to grab these puffy stickers. These are pretty awesome, these guys. And I'm going to add them around my layout as well. Some dots around my embellishments here. A little heart. And I want a green sticker right in the middle of my die cut at the top. So with that, I'm going to call this page complete. This was a fun one to put together. If you love embellishments, this is definitely the kind of layout for you. Just think about different ways that you can use your embellishments. Sometimes we put them in a visual triangle, but in this case, I really kind of made them a focal point for my layout and added them to that shelf that runs just below my journaling and my photos to add that weight that they needed to sit on. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out the products I used on this layout in the video notes below, and happy creating!